Welcome back to Code with me in Chapter 4. In this video, we're going to be talking about Activity 4.9 and 4.10, talking about figures and image captions. First thing is, we're going to be using the same vacations page from Chapter 4. If you don't have that already pulled up, please pull it into brackets and load up the index.html file. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing is locating the Rome image. The Rome image is the one right down here, the last image that we put in. We're going to be clicking to the right of it and enter. Alright, now we're actually going to be adding the next, licensing logo along with the captions for these items. So, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be adding figure img src images cc .png alt Creative Commons width equals 32, height equals 32, and again you can self-close this tag. I recommend it, but it's not required. Enter. img src images pd.png alt public domain. Width equals 32, height equals 32. Don't forget that's in pixels. And self-close if you want. Now the new thing we haven't covered yet is the fig caption. Hopefully if you looked at the lecture video you see what this does. Now we're going to see it in action. All images CC0 public domain. There we go. Fig caption. And because we're good developers, we close our figure tags. Okay, let's save. Let's go to the browser and refresh. Take a look at what happened. Where is it? Oh, right, it's at the bottom. We scroll down. There it is, the big 0 and the public domain. All images. My bad. Images. Save. Refresh. Images. CCO public domain. We are good. All right. Don't forget that in the last sentence, the first paragraph on the page made reference to freely sharing the photos. Feel free to share the photos with your friends. The content within the figure is related to and essential to that paragraph. It doesn't matter where on the page the figure content is, right here. It makes sense. Therefore, this is an appropriate use of figure. So you can take this, you can place it on the right, you can place it right after the paragraph, you can place it at the very top if you want to. The flow of the page still makes sense. All right, next we're going to be moving to Activity 4.10. We'll be adding captions to the small vacation photos. These images don't qualify as figures because their position in the page is important. You wouldn't take this popular vacation package section and put it up the very top, put it on the right. You'd put it after the content because you're going to be talking about the first stuff, about saving the 60% on the Mediterranean Sea adventure, yada 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 after that, and then talking about the rest. It just deals with the layout of the page. Alright, so the first thing is we're going to be looking at the Alpines right here. Click to the left of it, and we're going to be wrapping the image inside of a P tag. Why? Well, you'll see in just a second. So the first thing is we've wrapped the image inside of a P tag. Close the paragraph tag, click to the left of the Caribbean. We're wrapping them all in P tags. Well, if we just got rid of the spaces, why are we wrapping them all in P tags? You'll see why in just a minute. Okay, we did all that, okay. Now we need to add the actual text. Click to the right of the Alpines image. So in this case, right here, between the closing of the image tag and the closing P tag, I'll be adding Alpine vacation for snowbirds. Okay, before I get too much farther, I want to make sure what I'm doing is actually the appropriate thing I want to do. So, save, refresh, and that's not what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Yes and no. Well, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be moving these to new lines so it's a little easier to work with. Because in this case, since we're wrapping them in P tags, the P tag automatically adds the spacing for us. We save, we refresh, and there's not much visible difference. Well, I think I know where I'm going with this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be working with the rest of the code to make sure that things are working appropriately. So go ahead and follow along with me after I spell Alpine correctly. Caribbean Beach Pier. Alright, save, refresh, and now we have the text next to the images. Well, each image/caption displays on its own line because paragraph tags are block level. Each caption displays to the right of the image instead of underneath. While it's not ideal visually, the code has been marked up to have meaning, which is the whole point of HTML. In future lessons, you'll learn how to display the text under the images later in the book, basically putting this right here underneath the image. Once we get into chapter 11 and 12, covering CSS, you'll learn how to make these things a little more visually appealing. But for now, that's going to end this video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about favicons. So if you have any questions regarding the use of figure or how to align things, please send me an email or hit me up on Twitter. I'll get back to you the best way I know how.